Hello, everyone, and welcome to the first episode of the Monaco Multiverse podcast. I am your host, Vincent Monaco, and I'm really excited for you guys to be here today. So, the purpose for this podcast is to do table reads of spec scripts and pilot episodes for TV shows, and just to get eyes on it, get it spread out in a less conventional way. So, this first episode will cover my pilot episode for my show, Tales of the Bruthai. Now, each episode will start with a little intro into the project, a synopsis. We'll give a little details of what type of show or movie it is, live action, animated, so on and so forth. And then we'll get into the table read. We have quite a number of talented actors and actresses with us today, and I'm excited for you guys to hear what they have in store. So, Tales of the Bruthai is an animated series. I have 7 seasons planned, but we will just be tackling the first episode today. Here is the synopsis. Life for Luca Scudiero has always been strange, but 2 years after the death of his mother and twin sister, life gets even more bizarre. Luca is kidnapped by a mysterious cult and develops magical powers. Now he must learn to use his newfound power to stop the cult and save the world from a demonic threat hiding in the shadows. So throughout that first season, we'll tackle that, and each season we'll have bigger and badder foes, newer and more exciting characters and drama and relationships. It'll be fun. So with that out of the way, let's get into it. I hope you all enjoy. Fade in. Interior Scudiero basement day. Blueprints and stacks of paper litter a desk. Alessandro Scudiero, 35 to 40, paces around the room. A conspiracy board is hung on one of the walls. Red lines connect ancient text to faces of kids and 10 different symbols. 4 of the faces are circled with red marker, while the remaining 8 have question marks next to their name. Alessandro looks at the board.
So this week?
Yes. If you can get all of them by the end of the month, I'll lead you to the last gem.
They won't be harmed.
They might be a little roughed up, but nothing they can't handle.
Who do I start with?
Start with your son and that girl Isa. 2 at a time should help the boys, in case the children get a little frisky.
Alessandro contemplates for a while. He scratches his chin, then walks to the table. A ring with a dragon and 10 symbols lies next to a picture frame, on top of the blueprints for a massive portal. He picks up a picture of his family. Saoirse Scudiero, 30 to 35, Amber Scudiero, 8 to 10, Luca Scudiero, 8 to 10, and Alessandro stand together, happy.
If I can go back to this, I'll do anything.
Cut 2. Interior, Luca's house, upper room, day. Blankets lay on the queen-size bed in disarray. Clothes lay on the ground in messy piles. Various film posters and paintings line his walls. Mallets lay across the cluttered desk. We see Luca Scudiero, 14 to 16, a thin Italian boy wearing a white t-shirt and black shorts, grab and put on a red hoodie. His hickory brown hair bounces messily as he runs around the room. His crimson eyes dart to the clock, panic filling them. I'm gonna be late! He swiftly grabs the mallets and runs out the door. He slides down the stairs, speeds to the kitchen, grabs a sandwich, and throws himself out the door. He hops into the car. Interior, Alessandro's car, day. Alessandro Scudiero, late 30s, a buff Italian man, sits in the driver's seat sipping a cup of coffee. He is a serious and stoic balding CEO type wearing a suit and the ring with the dragon and 10 symbols.
I told you to set an alarm.
I know, but the football game ran late last night and I overslept. Luca fixes his hair and pushes up his glasses in the side mirror. He scratches his left arm compulsively.
Then set multiple alarms. If you're going to be late to things, you aren't going to get anywhere in life. Stop scratching.
Luca stops scratching in a hurry. Alessandro pulls out of the driveway. Luca stares out at the autumn leaves. Alessandro exits the neighborhood and takes a left down the street. Hey, that's the wrong way. The school's the other direction. Alessandro sips his coffee slowly.
Set more alarms next time. I need to grab a few things from the church before my flight.
Buildings pass as their car goes down the road until the church comes into view. Alessandro pulls into the empty parking lot and stops. Luca and Alessandro get out of the car and head inside. Cut to Interior, the Church of the Kentuican, nave, day. Pews line the nave hall in a semicircle facing the altar. Stained glass windows adorn the side walls and wall behind the altar. The sunlight coming through makes the altar glow like a rainbow. Murals of heroes line the wall, 5 on each side with one above the altar. Luca walks over to the central mural, almost drawn to it somehow. He stares at it, mouth agape. The painting depicts an ancient figure shrouded in golden light holding the hand of a girl with a moon symbol on her back. The pair stand opposed to a horde of demons as a bigger monster's eyes pierce the darkness. That seems so cool. Wish I could do that.
Your mother always thought you and your sister would have a life like that. Something about your eyes. Always hoped the two of you would grow up to be something special.
Stop.
Excuse me?
Please stop bringing them up. They've been gone for 5 years. I've moved on. Why can't you?
Son, they aren't gone. If my research goes through...
There is no bringing them back! I miss them too. I really do. But they're gone. I don't care what your cultist research says. You can't bring them back.
You don't know what you're talking about. I won't stop till I get them back. I'm doing this for us.
Keep telling yourself that. Let's just go. Luca storms out of the nave. Alessandro stares at the mural above the altar before walking out of the church. A tear rolls down his cheek as he walks out. Cut to Exterior, Ackworth Hill High School, day. Alessandro's car stops in the circle road at the drop-off zone. The gates to the courtyard are open. Luca hops out of the car and grabs his bag.
Have a good day. I love you. Call me if you need anything.
Luca pauses. Have a good business trip. Luca slams the car door and runs into the school. Cut to Interior, Band Room, day. Kids of ages ranging from 14 to 18 run out of the room with varied wind instruments. All are dressed in matching white shirts and black shorts. The percussion section is set up save for Luca's vibraphone. Luca races toward his instrument. Yuma Hawk, 15 to 17, leaves his bass drum to help Luca. His black hair, matching his shadowy gray eyes, is tied back in a ponytail that rolls off his back like a waterfall of shadows. Carmia Samter, 15 to 17, also races to help Luca move his equipment in time.
You're almost too late this time. What happened?
Yeah, man. You've been late before, but never later than me.
Issue with my alarms. Thanks for the help, guys. The three set up Luca's equipment and race back to their own just in time for Matt Mulland, 35 to 40, to charge out of his office holding an energy drink in each hand. He wears a Hawaiian shirt with cargo shorts. He takes a swig of his energy drink before starting practice.
Get set!
Luca takes out his mallets and hovers them over the vibraphone keys. His stomach growls. I forgot breakfast. Cut to Exterior, Ackworth Hill High School courtyard, day. Students sit around the courtyard eating their lunches. Other students run around and play. Valerie Kim, 14 to 16, sits at the tree in the center of the courtyard reading a book. She takes a sip of her juice box and swipes a strand of her cherry red and white ombre hair behind her ear. Luca, Yuma, Carmia, and Vita Sukai, 14 to 16, sits at one of the green picnic tables for lunch. Luca scarfs down his food.
Whoa, Luca, what's the rush?
Carmia ties her curly, sand blonde hair into a ponytail. The style makes it look like her head is topped with sand dunes. Luca inhales the rest of his food before speaking. I forgot to grab breakfast. Yuma chuckles and speaks sarcastically.
Late? And forgot to grab breakfast? Man, must've been some night.
The group laughs. The game was long, man. I didn't sleep too well, but he brought Mom and Amber up again. I miss them too, but it's hard to move forward if he's always looking back.
Well, what prompted it?
Some stupid mural. I mean, he said Mom thought Amber and I would fulfill the mural's prophecy because of our eyes or whatever.
That would be cool, but I'm sorry, dude. My mom was like that when Dad died, and it took her a while. but she got through it. I'm sure he will too.
I hope so. Luca glances over to the girl by the tree. Luca scratches his left arm. Carmilla glances between the two and smirks. She nudges Vita's shoulder and points.
Ooh, does Luca have a little crush?
Luca blushes and fumbles over his words. No, of course not. I don't even know her. Sure, she's beautiful and seems very nice based on how I see her treat people, but she wouldn't want to talk to someone like me. You're all crazy.
Just go talk to her. She's sitting all alone. No harm in making a little conversation.
Well, she's all alone. What if I come off creepy?
Dude, I've known you long enough to know that never happened. You're like the adorable nerd. Chicks think that nowadays.
Yeah, at least you aren't Yuma. Then you'd come off creepy.
Hey!
Luca laughs nervously. He takes a deep breath. Okay. Luca stands up to talk to Valerie, but his phone alarm goes off. Most of the kids eating lunch outside begin heading back to practice. Alright then, see y'all at dinner, bye! Luca makes a beeline away from Valerie and towards the band room. Vita groans.
Ugh, so close.
Fade 2. Exterior, Ackworth Hill High School, loading dock, night. Luca dejectedly walks out of the school onto the loading dock, followed by his friends. All of them wear light jackets to protect themselves from the brisk September air.
Okay, lunch, I understand. But you struck out at dinner and after practice? How does that happen?
Luca dangles his legs off of the ledge of the loading dock and holds his head in his hands. He groans in frustration. I don't know. I just get so nervous.
Talk to her like you talk to us.
For some reason, I can't.
Why not?
I don't know. I just can't. A blue truck honks in the distance. Luca glances over, then begins to stand up. That's Issa.
You're still coming tomorrow for Mario Kart, right?
Of course. See you guys then. Luca saunters down the loading dock stairs, down the parking lot, and hops into Issa's truck. Interior, Issa's truck, night. Issa Hines, 16 to 18, sits in the driver's seat with a blue jean jacket and tan pants. Her wavy light brown hair flows down her back, and her blue eyes pierce through the orange street lights.
Hey, goofball, how was practice?
It was fine. I mean, we finally have movement 1 and 2 down. I mean, that's pretty exciting, I guess.
That's good. You okay?
Issa starts the truck and pulls down the road. A little while after she turns, an armored vehicle drives after her. Luca looks out the window at the lights passing by like shooting stars. Yeah, it's just been a long day.
You stuck out with a girl, didn't you?
What? How?
Instincts, my friend. How?
I got nervous. Lights flare in the rearview mirror, causing Issa to wince. Luca scratches his left arm.
God, jeez, turn off your bright lights, dude. Anyway, I understand. Talking to people can be hard. Just don't get so caught up in your head next time. And you'll be smooching in no time.
Issa! Luca blushes and nudges Issa's shoulder as she laughs. Though her eyes dart from the road to her rearview mirror, her laugh fades quickly.
Alright, they have been following us for quite some time.
Luca looks back at the armored vehicle. Maybe they're going the same way? It isn't too suspicious.
Maybe, but I have a bad...
Issa, look out! The armored car speeds up and slams into Issa's bumper. Luca and Issa lurch forward. The vehicle speeds up to ram the sides of Issa's truck. Issa turns the wheel and tries to fight back. The armored car overpowers her and throws the truck into a ditch. Luca and Issa tumble inside the vehicle. Issa slams her head on the roof of the truck and passes out. Windows smash to pieces, cutting up the two. The car lands with a violent crash. Luca crawls along the ground in a daze. Issa lays motionless but breathing on the ground. Issa? Luca reaches out. He looks up to see two shadowy figures and blacks out. Fade to black. Interior, dreamscape, day. Luca slowly opens his eyes. He is sitting in a white lounge chair. The room he awakes in has marble white walls and beige furniture immaculately placed in a semicircle around a white coffee table in front of a brick fireplace. Above the fireplace hangs a flat-screen TV. The room is lit up purely from the windows. They are covered by flowing white curtains that just barely block out the blinding white light from outside. Luca jumps up from the chair in a panic. He looks around the room frantically. Isa? Luca glances towards the door. He makes a break for it, but the door swings open. Standing in front of Luca with a mischievous smile is Amber Scudiero, 14 to 16, with the same crimson eyes staring back at Luca. A scar on her cheek bends with her smile. Her medium-length wavy chocolate brown hair comes just above her shoulders. Her pure white shirt is almost blinding. Tears well in Luca's eyes. Amber?
Hey, Luca.
How is this?
I wish we had more time. You're gonna wake up any minute.
Wake up? What?
There's no time for questions. Luca, life is about to get messy quick. I sent word to Aaron Lycos to come find you. Let him help.
But... Amber wraps Luca in a hug. He bursts into tears and confusion and hugs her back.
I love you. Now wake up.
I love you too. Fade to white. Interior cult basement day. Luca's eyes slowly open, revealing a damp basement. All four walls are gray and bleak, the only opening to the outside world being a small ground-level window at the top of the far wall. Leaky pipes drip water methodically around Luca. Luca is battered and bruised. Blood slowly drips from his bottom lip. His breathing is slow and labored. Luca's hands are tied to a rusty pipe by rusty chains that cut into his wrists. Isa lies near him, tied to a different pipe. She is still unconscious. Isa... Luca pulls on his chains, but he winces in pain. Footsteps emanate from a hallway outside as two thugs slam the door open and walk in. Bugsy Lansky, 25 to 30, is tall and lanky with a green shirt covered in dirt and grime, while Maria Siegel, 25 to 30, is shorter and bulkier with a red shirt covered in oil stains.
Ah, look who's up. Rise and shine, princess.
Where are we?
A basement.
Very observant, Captain Obvious.
He's got a little sass in him, does he?
Bugsy saunters over towards Luca and kicks him in the stomach. Luca lurches over and coughs.
Don't speak unless spoken to, you red-eyed freak.
Luca looks up at Bugsy with a cocky grin, with blood trickling out of the side of his mouth. Sweat beads down his head as he shakes nervously.
Oh, you noticed my eyes? Are they as beautiful as you imagined?
Bugsy pulls his arm back for a punch, but Maria stops him.
Lay off the freak, Bugs. Boss needs him alive and fairly unharmed. Besides, Carson wants to test the girl now, not him.
Bugsy spits at the ground in front of Luca.
You got lucky, kid.
Don't touch her. Luca's eyes glow a soft, burning red. His shaking subsides. Maria and Bugsy start untying Isa and lifting her to her feet. Isa opens her eyes in a daze. She locks eyes with Luca, confused.
Don't worry, kid. She'll come back alive. Maybe.
The two laugh. Luca's eyes glow a harsh crimson. His skin steams, his wounds heal, and the chains holding him melt around his wrists. Luca stands up with strength. Leave her alone! Luca lunges forward and thrusts his arms out as a column of red and orange fire explodes from his palms, engulfing Maria and Bugsy, but avoiding Isa. Maria and Bugsy scream in pain. Bugsy pulls out a taser in his panic and shoots it at Luca and hits him in the shoulder. Luca falls back in shock. Isa's eyes go wide and glow like a violent Caribbean wave in the sun.
Luca!
The pipes begin to rumble as Isa points her hand towards Maria and Bugsy. The pipes burst and douse them both in tons of water. Maria is sent back into the wall and is knocked out. Bugsy stumbles out of the room.
Backup! We need backup! They've awoken!
Isa rushes over to Luca and cradles him in her arms.
Oh my gosh, Luca, are you okay?
Yeah, surprisingly. Are you?
Yeah, what's going on?
I have no idea. Luca's hands shake. A nervous smile appears on his face. Look at my hands. I can't tell if I'm excited or terrified. Luca scratches his left arm nervously. Bugsy runs back into the room with 5 other men and women with batons and tasers. 2 wear wedding rings, others wear deep scars. Some look homeless, while others look well off.
Hands up and we won't do nothing.
Issa and Luca slowly put their hands up. Everyone looks to the hallway as the snarling of wolves comes from outside the door. 2 dire wolves, Solaris and Luna, jump into the room and attack the thugs. They each swat or throw one across the room before a tall man in a dark robe jumps into the room to deal with the 4 remaining thugs with blinding speed. Aaron Lycos, 4,292 years old, but looks like he is in his late 30s, leg sweeps 2 of the thugs before slamming their faces into the ground. He kicks one into the wall, then disarms Bugsy and grabs him by the collar. Bugsy's eyes widen with fear.
Leave them alone.
He throws Bugsy straight over Issa and Luca's head and into the far wall. Bugsy passes out immediately. Aaron turns towards the kids and removes his hood. Aaron stands tall and confident with deep Persian skin and dark jungle green eyes that make him look like a Mesopotamian god.
Follow me.
Luca and Issa's mouths are agape in shock. Luca's eyes sparkle in admiration, while Issa's are dim and skeptical. Solaris and Luna sit next to Aaron.
Sorry, but why?
Aaron waves his hands by the basement window. Grass, vines, and various other plants grow from the window and spread across the basement.
I am an ally, Aaron Lycos, a Bruthan like yourselves. I'm here to rescue you.
Aaron looks back towards the door.
More of them will come. We need to leave.
Luca jumps up and wipes himself off. Well, I'm convinced.
What? Wait, Luca, let's think about this for a second.
Issa pulls Luca off to the side.
We don't know him. What if he's trying to kidnap us too?
Yeah, I get that, but I mean, he's got powers like us. He might have the answers to what's happening. Plus, I think we're meant to go with him.
Why would you think any of that?
I think I saw Amber when I was knocked out. I mean, she told me things were about to drastically change, and that I should trust Aaron when I met him, and that's him.
Luca, that could have been your imagination in distress.
Maybe, but it felt real, and it's too much of a coincidence not to be.
Issa, I understand your apprehension. I am a strange man you've never met, but I truly mean you no harm. Quite the opposite, in fact.
See, I'm going with the mysterious Wolfgrass man, and I'm not leaving you here. Issa sighs in defeat, then ruffles Luca's hair.
Okay, but keep your guard up.
Luca smiles and gives Issa a hug. How do we get out of here?
Hop on Solaris and Luna and they'll follow me.
A wide smile crosses Luca's face. He walks over to Solaris and pets the wolf's head. Solaris whimpers in delight and licks Luca's face. Luca laughs as he wipes the slobber off and climbs onto Solaris's back. Luca cuddles into his fur. Issa slowly climbs onto Luna's back. While Luna acts relaxed, Issa is tense. Aaron makes his way out of the basement, and Solaris and Luna follow close behind. Cut to interior, cult compound, underground, day. Aaron and the wolves slowly walk through the halls. The distant chatter of groups of people barking orders echo through the hallways. Darkened side rooms line the hallway. Do you know where we are?
Somewhere near an ancient Bruthan temple at Ackworth Mountain National Park.
Is that where you're taking us?
Yes, but we're only going to get there if you both assist me with your powers.
Sounds doable.
Easy for you to say. I don't have any water to use.
With enough training, you won't need outside water sources.
Aaron takes 2 water bottles from his robe and tosses them to Issa.
Stay hydrated, kid.
Thank you.
The group continues down the hallway until they reach a lobby. The center lobby leads to 9 other hallways. Each hallway has 2 plants near the entrance and a symbol above the entrance. An emblem of a fierce dragon surrounded by 10 symbols decorates the floor. 4 staircases wind up to another level. A glass chandelier hangs above the center emblem. Aaron keeps the wolves from journeying farther into the lobby. With a wave of Aaron's hands, he causes all the other plants to grow wildly, blocking the entrances to the other hallways. Aaron slowly ventures into the lobby and beckons the wolves to follow. They all rush up the stairs quietly as guards notice the plants in the way. The guards yell for assistance. Aaron stops the group at the top of the stairs. Behind the group, the hallway leads to the entrance of the building.
All right, Luca. See that chandelier?
Yeah? Want me to shoot the chain and knock it down?
Precisely.
Luca hops off Solaris with a grin. He takes a deep breath and opens his palm towards the chandelier's chain. After a few seconds, he opens his eyes. He thrusts his hand out over and over. Why isn't it working? Aaron scowls with disappointment. Luca continues to try and create a blast of fire to no avail.
Luca, it's all right. You can stop.
But...
Don't worry. Maybe next time.
Aaron takes 2 leaves from his pocket. He puts them between his fingers like ninja stars and throws them at the chain. The chain snaps immediately and the chandelier crashes to the ground.
That should keep them a little busy.
How did you do that with leaves?
Aaron smiles.
Manipulating plants and working with animals is all part of being a nature Bruthan.
Nature Bruthan?
I'll explain it more when we get to the temple.
Hey, stop right there. The guards fire a few shots, but the gang dash around the corner. I'll give this one a shot.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I feel confident. Luca dashes back to the hallway entrance with his hands raised. The guards walk cautiously closer, but Luca jumps into action. He thrusts his hands out to shoot fire, but nothing happens. The guards get spooked and shoot. Aaron grabs Luca and pulls him back around the corner. But I thought... The guards below break through the plants and try to avoid the glass shards in an attempt to head up the stairs.
Luca, it's all right. We'll work on it.
Aaron looks around, spotting a fuse box on the far wall.
Issa, use your water to blow that fuse box. The darkness should give enough time for the wolves to deal with the guards ahead and let us escape.
Got it.
Issa looks over to the fuse box. She opens one of the water bottles and pours the water out. She waves her hand like a flowing river over the water. The water slowly takes the form of a spear. Issa launches the spear at the fuse box. The fuse box explodes and the room goes dark. Solaris and Luna growl. The limited light from the door shows the 2 wolves attack the 2 guards ahead with blinding speed as the Bruthan run past. Exterior, cult compound, day. Aaron, the wolves, Luca, and Issa exit the building in a hurry. The compound itself looks like it has been abandoned for decades. Nature has taken back most of the ground. Vines grow from warehouse roofs and debris litter the ground. Some chunks of building lay across the ground, big enough for a person to hide behind. A chain-linked fence lined with barbed wire stands firm around the compound, blocking the grounds from the forest beyond. Waiting for the group in front of the stairs is 20 thugs brandishing weapons. Carson Latita, 25 to 27, a man in a purple cultist robe embroidered with rune-like symbols and the dragon with 10 symbols, stands on the roof of one of the warehouses. He holds a golden staff with a yellow gem embedded in the top.
Ah, if it isn't the immortal traveling as dogs, you're taking something of ours.
These kids don't belong to anyone but themselves.
I'll give you to the count of 3 to surrender and turn them over before I let my men attack.
Kids, get ready to fight back.
What? Aaron, I don't have any control over my powers.
Fire is emotion, Luca. Whatever you were feeling when you unlocked your powers is what you should emulate for now.
Aaron, I don't know if I can do this.
1.
Luca, just believe in yourself. Solaris, Luna, and I can't take them all by ourselves.
2.
It's now or never, Luca. Get ready.
The gang prepares to jump into action. Solaris and Luna growl. Luca takes a deep breath. Issa manipulates a ring of water around her. Aaron creates a blade of leaves and vines. I can do this, 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 I can do this.
Now.
All of the men rush forward. Luca, Issa, Aaron, and the wolves jump into action. Solaris jumps at the group of enemies and disarms each thug he gets to. He bites a thug's leg before throwing him across the compound. Luna follows suit, trampling thug after thug, knocking them out. Aaron swiftly runs at the nearest thugs, cutting their weapons in half before fistfighting them. Aaron whistles and two hawks fly from the forest and attack. Issa uses her water almost perfectly for a beginner to disarm and knock over anyone she faces. Some of the men recover and attack her, but with her newfound reflexes, she manages to dodge most strikes. One thug runs away from her fear of water. Luca tries firing a blast of fire at his batch of enemies, but fails. The thugs laugh and close in on Luca. He groans in frustration before using Taekwondo to fight back. He is able to stun a few, but the others strike back. Most of the enemies' hits connect. Luca's frustration grows. His eyes flare up and he roars in anger. Fire bursts from his body and an aura around him. All the other thugs around him are flung back. Some are knocked out while others lay in a daze. Luca looks around, then to his flaming hands. He thrusts his arm up in celebration.
Yes!
Carson points his staff at Luca and electricity crackles from the point. The lightning strike connects with Luca, who screams in pain. Luca collapses, steam curling off of him. Seriously, cheap shot, man. I was celebrating a breakthrough. Carson jumps off of the roof and swings the staff at Luca. Luca blocks the staff with fiery fists. Luca and Carson engage in a fast-paced close combat fight. Luca's fists are engulfed in flames with every punch. Oh, this is so cool.
Seems you have some training.
Luca's confident grin returns unaccompanied by a shaking frame. Took Taekwondo classes when I was young. Still remember a few moves. Carson manages a solid hit on Luca's side. Electricity surges through Luca's body. Luca grits his teeth and is flung through the air. Aaron knocks down his last thug as Luca soars above him.
I've got you, kid.
Aaron's leaf blade changes into the shape of a green whip made of vines. He uses it to catch Luca in midair, launch him back into the fight. Carson readies himself, launching another electricity attack at Luca. Luca manages to spin past the electricity and hit Carson in the chest with a flaming midair kick. Carson is sent flying back onto the ground. The vine whip pulls Luca back towards Aaron, who catches him. Aaron puts him down. That was awesome. How did I do that? I'm not normally that acrobatic.
Breathing instincts. Now let's go before more show up.
Luca and Issa hop onto Solaris and Luna. Luca keeps looking back at Carson with a smile of victory and confidence. Aaron and the wolves run across the compound, jump the fence, and disappear into the woods. Carson stands up slowly. Bugsy runs out of the underground and up to Carson.
Sir, did they get away?
Carson stares at the woods with a smile.
Yes, they did. Form the council of your failure and tell them we found the Bruthai.
Cut to black. And the end. So, how was it? Did you enjoy it? Thank you so much for listening in this first episode. Thank you for coming to the premiere of the series as a whole. I hope you enjoyed this first episode. Please, if you did, like, share, whatever you need to do on whatever platform you're on. It would be greatly appreciated. Now let's get into giving these actors their credit. Chandrak, or the Mysterious Voice, was played by Bill Lowry. You can find him at linktree/the.oddfox. Alessandro and Aaron were played by the very talented Courage Cooper. His Instagram is @courageous01. Twitter is @courageous0501. Luca, Carson, and all the action lines were played by me, so just go follow me at _Monaco _Multiverse, where you can be up to date on newer episodes and you get to get some background on some characters. Carmia Samter was played by Melanie Coble. Her Instagram is @melanie.coble. She's very talented. Go check her out. Yuma was played by Jake Nguyen at Drake But Asian. Vita was played by Vita Sukai at Velvita on Instagram. Issa was played by the very talented Natalina Kradiger at nad.k11 on Instagram. Amber was played by Sil Rothwell at SillyBand. Maria was played by Miss Victoria Cruz at Victoria_Cruz34X on Instagram. And Bugsy was played by Jordan Sweat at JordyK. Thank you to all the actors for helping out and for giving it your all. You all sounded great. And thank you all for listening at home. It's been fun. It's been a journey. keep an eye out for the next episode eventually. I can give you a hint. The title of the project will be The Blacksmith. So stay tuned. Follow at the Monaco Multiverse on Twitter and Instagram to keep up to date, as well as get a little bonus content. So yeah, thank you all and have a great day.